Hey everybody, it's Aaronator here. We got our 23rd episode of our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode here on the PS4. Guys, in the last episode, we went and did the start of the season. We simmed all the way up to a month before the deadline. Right now our record's looking like 24, 20, and 5. We're in a wildcard spot. I actually checked. We are in 8th. And so, as of recent, we have been sort of a steady team. We've been getting points. We had quite a few overtime games last month. But what I'm seeing is that although we had like 3 of our past four games being wins, we haven't been getting a ton of wins lately, and we need to start building those wins up if we want to make sure that we do make the playoffs this year. So one thing I did do is I did take someone's line suggestions, and I put them in. We got Marchand, Duchesne, Landeskog, McKinnon, Grigorenko, Turris, and then they said to keep the bottom 6 the same. I was thinking about moving Rantanen up to the third line, but I thought of the past events. Obviously, Patan is better, but Rantanen has been playing very well on the fourth line, and I was actually considering, I don't think we've been getting much of major scoring lately, so maybe eventually we might want to try him actually in the top 6, maybe with McKinnon or something. Maybe he still has a chance to grow, but if not, I mean, he'll likely just be a depth third line scoring forward for his life, but it's just an option. As for defense, I put Bigras and Trouba back in the top 4, Zadorov and Sproul back in the top 6, because I mean they were playing good there, so might as well leave that. Power play, I decided to put Sproul on the point instead. Yakupov has been doing well, but he's sort of a minus, so I'm hoping he can, with more energy, he'll play better 5-on-5. Also, just I think I want to try Sproul because our power play hasn't been great lately. Kruger and I decided to put Kruger on the top line, 3-man PK, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Landeskog I'm going to put there, and that's pretty much all the changes now. So a couple in-depth line changes, and hopefully they help our top guys get offense, so then we can start getting some more wins. I did look for a defenseman because I know so many of you guys are wanting that. So what I actually did, I will show you. On the trade block, I fixed it so then it says we are looking for top 2 defensemen from 17 to 30, and then top 4 it already had defaulted for 17 to 33. I'm okay for a top 4. We'll see what we get offered. Eric Johnson and Trouba are on the trading block. They did lose morale a bit, but they still have the really ecstatic faces, so hopefully that means that the team can still play well together. And then a second-round pick. So if anybody offers us a trade for either Johnson or Trouba, or both in a big deal, then we can look at that. But until the trade deadline, I'm going to not make any changes because we still are above 500, and there's no point to really make... I know what, I'm not going to say that saying because everybody's going to get mad at me that I'm copying Superman. So yeah, basically if we don't need changes right now, then we don't need to change it. If we're doing successful, if we're not losing a bunch of games, then we don't need to make changes. We weren't losing a ton of games before this, but I think that hopefully these new lines should be able to get offense. And Sproul is injured with a sore shoulder, so February 21st he'll be out for a couple weeks. So what I'm going to do is I will put in Joe Morrow. I'll show you guys these lines. It's just one injury, so I'll put in Joe Morrow, substitute in all lines, and then for the power play, instead of putting him on there, we're going to put in Rantanen instead, and we're going to see how that works out. In the 4-man power play, we will put in, instead of Rantanen, we will go over to, let's go and put in, who can we put in there? Who needs some time? We'll give it to Rantanen again. What the heck? Do it again. Wait, actually, Marchand is not on the power play and Turris is, so let's put Marchand in there because, you know what? He should be getting some power play time. Also, his chance to earn his contract because he has 1 year left, so you go, Marchand. Carolina and Boston and Detroit, big road trip, actually, 5 games. And we get a 5-3 loss, but then a 3-0 victory. Detroit, can we get a win? There you go, 2-1 victory in overtime. Josh Leo on waivers. He's a 4th line forward. How are his defensive stats? Because that might be helpful. It's not really needed, so we can just decline that. Toronto, we're actually coming up to play against them now. Can we get a win here? They're 24-28, and I believe that was 4. And we win 6-2. There you go. Big win against Toronto. So let's do scouting. We were scouting forwards pretty much all throughout North America. So, and then Sweden. So let's start out with defensemen now. There you go. 1 month. And then Ottawa and Calgary, back-to-back nights, Canadian teams. Big Canadian, well, not road, well, we were on a road trip, but Canadians. And this is a very interesting trade. So we have Nikita Kucherov for Trouba, a first-round pick, and Jonathan Smart. I think Smart makes that trade impossible to make. I don't know. Kucherov, holy moly. 88 overall, first-line forward, plus 20. Why would you want to give this guy up? I mean, he's not on... Well, yeah, he probably is on pace for 72 points. I mean, that's a great season so far. Why would you want to give him up? 1 year left, right? So they want Trouba and Smart and Smart and what's his name? A first-round pick. Our first, I think I'd be willing to give up, but I don't know if I'd rather make that trade for a defenseman, like you guys are saying. So for now, I'm gonna pass on that. If it comes up again, maybe we'll try to obtain a Kucherov. But I'm waiting for teams to put on defensemen because I know Ryan Suter was on the trading block. I'm not trading for him, though. He has a bad contract and he's 35, so there's not really any point. But if we can get a younger defenseman that can fill in for a while, I mean, I don't mind signing him, signing another defenseman or something, but I would really like to get another guy in there. So Barry and Johnson are doing much better. Biegrass and Trouba are minus 13 and 5, so they seem to be not doing that great. And yeah, Zadorov and Sproles are doing good. So hopefully Trouba can get back up there. I don't know what to do. Turris, minus players. How's the first line doing? It looks like they're getting some offense. That's very nice. How's the third line doing? I'm just checking out from here. So it looks like I don't think the third line's got much offense. And Rantanen, he continues to get minimal, but it's kind of hard with his fourth line. So let's try switching it up. Yakov, we're going to give fourth line time. We're really lowering down his time, but he needs to improve his entire game if he wants to take a step. So Rantanen's a bit older, so hopefully maybe no, I'm not going to say veteran. Hopefully he has experience, and I think that these guys can do well together. They just need to get going. So let's see how that works out, that line. Montreal and Tampa Bay, and we get a 4-1 victory against the Montreal Canadiens. That's very nice. Tampa Bay, we lose 3-2. So, again, we're still kind of steady because we had 2 losses there against Ottawa and Calgary. Sproul's back from injury, fully recovered. That's nice. AHL is doing very well, 31-15-3, if you guys see that in the right corner. And then a point against Minnesota and a 3-2 shootout loss. In Vancouver, we get a win. So, we're slowly getting more wins than losses, I'm pretty sure. So, that's good, but definitely could look at a defenseman. So, let's keep them on there. One last game against Dallas. We'll see how it plays out. And we got a win there, I noticed. And 3-2. There you go. So let's go see what are our possibilities for a trade. So player morale. I wonder if they have it and other players suggest other names like Patan saying, "Oh, I don't like that." And Turris is playing. I think I can play better than him. Something like. I'm glad. Oh, never mind. He actually loves his ice time. That's nice. There are a lot of guys in the locker room working hard to earn some of your ice time. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Keep up the hard work. Great, we found a good balance that seems to work. Don't get in those minutes. You have to keep working hard. Let's be demanding on him. No, demanded too much out of him, dude. That's not good. He's just not fitting in morale-wise. I wonder if eventually we should let him go. But, I mean, I like the way he plays for us in the playoffs and stuff, so I wouldn't let go of him right now. He also can fill in for injuries with his offensive stats. Trade and improve. Let's go and propose a trade. We're going to go look for a defenseman. I have a couple in mind, but it's only going to happen if there... I mean, I don't know. I just really hope that a guy comes up. So I don't see anybody up there. Not any of the top names. I actually do want to go check and see. Let's go and see if anybody was traded. Like, I noticed TJ Brody had 1 year left. There's a couple guys on Philadelphia that had 1 year left. Yeah, quite a few defensemen with 1 year left. Kucherov was traded to Winnipeg, so we can't get him. It's okay. I wasn't really too into Nikita Kucherov. I just saw Thomas Vanek, so I said Thomas. Yeah, so let's go and maybe look in depth a bit more and see Calgary. Do they have Brody up in there? No, they don't. Why don't you want to give him up? Maybe they're just winning a bit more. But yeah, or they just don't need to get rid of a defenseman because their defense is pretty weak, actually, even for prospects. Overall wise, yeah, that's their defense. So I don't even think it makes much sense to them anyway, so let's not do that. Nielsen, Erickson, nope, nothing there. Just look for the teams with names like Hoodler, so they might have a defenseman. Nope, they have a defenseman, but nothing up there. Georgia's, he's pretty older, so I checked Florida. They're not much there. Korpikari, top 4 defenseman now. I was looking at this guy. I don't like his passing and puck control categories. He's a -2, 4 goals, 15 assists. He is finally a top 4 defenseman. And another guy here, Callie Steen, defensive defenseman, but has insane offensive stats. Awareness is never there. I don't understand that. Why don't you just even out the stats, EA? Like, why do you have to make it? I mean, I guess it gives it for more diverse players and like, hey, this player is really good at his shot blocking, but he doesn't quite know how to hold a stick. I don't know, but it's just messed up. So yeah, Suter is here. I don't see us going for him. He has 6 years left in his contract. Even if they retain cap, I mean, what are we gonna do to trade on? We could probably just even do, let's see, a first. We could probably just do a first straight up for Suter. But I really don't want to do that, guys. I don't think it's worth it. Especially we're not quite clinching enough. I would be willing to give up my first, but for a veteran guy like that, I don't know. I mean, we're in that winning stage. We should be trading for those kind of players, but you guys have been wanting a top 2 defenseman. He is a top 2 defenseman, but we'd only have him for like 1 year, and then he drops in bad contract, and we're a cap team, so we can't be taking on those. We can't be taking on massive contracts here. We gotta be smart with our money. So, Ottawa, there's nothing here. Philadelphia, they had 2 defensemen. So, both 88 overall, both with 1 year left. They have a lot of defensemen with 1 year left. So, actually, their best righty defenseman is Gudas, and then they have Greiba, and then they have Sanheim, who is younger, good cap hit. They'd probably want to develop him, right? So they have Provorov and they have Ghost. Ghost is beer. So their forwards in that prime age, they're all in their 30s. Defensemen, they might want to keep a guy like Provorov. Ghost, they might be more willing to give up. I don't know. Just these defensemen have been playing well together, so I think it's a Calgary situation. You can't really move for a defenseman like that. So I know I sort of was I looked at your comments and I was reading them. I know that you guys want a defenseman, and I thought that I honestly thought if I simmed up to the deadline, we'd have more options because there were so many defensemen I noticed with 1 year left. But really, teams aren't willing to give up those younger-ish prime-aged guys. Like, there's just no one available. Ponorowski, left-handed. Never seen that guy before. But I mean, you gotta. I don't mind making a half realistic trade, but it's just it would also be easier to just trade those players. I mean, Philadelphia realistically shouldn't want to trade a top-notch 23-year-old defenseman in Ivan Provorov. So, you know what? I hate to say it, but I mean, what can we improve? Is there anything we can improve right now? Forwards. I mean, I honestly like our team going into the playoffs. I don't think there's much else we can do. Is there any big names, sort of? Hoodler. I really don't see it, guys. Fucali. If you guys think a goalie might be in need, a 24-year-old medium starter guy used to play with McKinnon, that'd be kind of wild. But we got lots of goalies here in Colorado. So, unfortunately, guys, I think that's it. There's really no defenseman available except Ryan Suter. So what do you guys... I really just want to get... I was hoping to get into the playoffs this video, but... You know what? I'm not taking on that cap. I'm gonna sim to the rest of the season. There's no trades we can make. I know you guys were looking to make a trade earlier on. I was okay with making a trade mid-season, but I really just want to find the defenseman that a team wants to give up that just fits perfectly. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So yeah, we can start simming to the end of the season. Our team has been getting a couple more wins than losses lately, so hopefully. They can keep on doing that, and we don't have to worry about too much. So Grundstrom, injured with a pulled groin. March 9th, replace this player. I just got to remember that. I can put him back in a couple days. Nashville, we lose 5. Okay, so now you're going to lose all of our games massively. Come on, guys. Get some wins. No. Let me make a line change here, and then I'm going to move straight over to the NHL. Left wingers and Grundstrom. So we have a lot of young forwards, actually, guys. And if you looked at this, Vorbev, he's 82 overall. Look at that shot. He is just developed. Like, he is only a shooter, but he is, like, way more assists than goals. Okay, that makes sense. Malak has become a depth defenseman, so we could even bring him up if we need him for injuries. Bartlett, he's developed very nicely, 78 overall. Good offensive stats, seems to be solid. And a couple other depth guys, so interesting. Goalies... Plekhanov's a 79. Nice to see. And now forwards. So let's see. What can we do? Who can we fix up here? I think our top line has been getting offense. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to bring back the Duchesne, McKinnon, Landeskog line. We're going to put Turris at center, Grigorenko, and Marchand. And then let's get in... those guys are pluses now, so that actually should be stayed together. Yakupov seems to be doing steady, so you know what, we're going to do that. Power play, anything else we can put in? Let's get a wait. You know, Yakupov was getting goals, so let's give him time on the power play again. He was getting goals before, so that way he can still have some ice time. We'll keep him off the 4-on-5, but this should be better. Bgrass, he played on the top line power play before, but no, I mean, it's okay. Marchand, and then instead of Turris, we'll get in we'll get Patanin, because he's always been a consistent scorer. I'd like to keep him on there. Marchand can be, he can be at forward. Patan on the point. Let's put Patan on the point, and then that way it can be the way it is right now. So, and then Marchand and Yakupov on one-timers. There you go. There's the new lines. Hopefully that can fix us up some wins and lots more offense, because if I'm correct, our team really hasn't been getting much offense. You saw the end of the last video, guys like McKinnon, he had the most points in our team. He had lots of goals, I think. I thought he had 17. When I double-checked, he actually still had 17, so I hope he's still scoring. But I think he was leading our team in points the end of last episode, but the team really wasn't getting offense. We were getting depth, but not quite a top scorer, which you kind of expect out of a 90 overall player. And yeah, so I'm wondering if I should keep talking about that, because we're on a well, not on a 4-game winning streak, but we won 4 or 5 games, so that's nice to see. And yeah, I should probably go back on the topic. Duchesne, he played pretty well in the playoffs last year, so I mean, he should be getting offense as well. I guess he's not a season player. Maybe he's more of a playoff performer. Landeskog has always been a 20-goal guy. We should probably check out the stats and see how these guys are doing, because we're still steady. Okay, we're losing some games by 1, but we're also winning some games by 1 or a bit. 2-0. 2 wins against LA. That's nice. Wow, we had 3 games in 2 weeks. That's crazy. At least against them. In Nashville, we get a 2-0 loss. We're 37-31-7. Lose against Chicago. And holy crap, why do we have 4 games in 4 days? Wow, okay, so someone's trying to kill us before the playoffs. I don't know how it's been like. We're not in a wildcard spot, but Dallas is, so we better get... I hate to say it. Oh, wait, Patan, even I have to admit our team is performing well lately. I know you still have more to give, bud. Yeah, there you go. He responds well to motivation, so maybe we found it. So let's be demanding. And Patan's still losing it a bit. That's unfortunate, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. He got that little positive interaction. We're still trying to work with him. Let's see. So 57 points for Duchesne. So we picked it back up a bit, I think. So that seems to be nice. Western Conference. Let's see where we are. 91 points. Colorado, we have 81. I'd really like to have 90. So what's that going to be? That's going to be, we have 6 games left. That's going to be 4 wins, 5 wins, maybe 4 in an overtime loss, but even 5 wins. We gotta have a bit of a winning streak here to finish up. I mean, I know these are we actually have 2 games in hand. We have 2 games on hand on all these teams. We have an advantage. Also a disadvantage. Minnesota, they're 3 points behind, but a game ahead. No, Josh, not right now. But we're playing them in that little section there, in that little 4-game spree, I believe. Dallas, we're playing Dallas next. Holy okay, you know what? It's a slow sim game. We got to do that. Sorry for that little cutout. I sort of just cut out in the middle of that little section there, but I just needed to do something quick. So Dallas, we're going to slow sim this game, and then as you see, Minnesota, that's going to be a big game. Winnipeg, they're already clinched a playoff spot, but Tampa, Islanders, I mean, these are teams, beatable teams, struggling. Winnipeg's pretty strong. Nashville's pretty strong. Good competition. And then struggling. We're going up against a team. These 2 teams we have to win. Dallas and Minnesota are must-win games. Eastern Conference teams, they're struggling, especially the Islanders. So 1, 2, and 3. We have to get those 3 wins for sure, and then a couple more in between. So that's what we're looking for right now. Game against Dallas. I'm assuming they still got Ben and Sagan. We got to treat it like a playoff game, guys, because we're not in there right now. There you go! Brad Marchand. I was a bit late there, but that was because I was trying to finish the sentence. First period, and there you go. That's the only goal of the first. I'll take it, but can we get some more offense to support our goaltending? Second period, and there you go. It's still 1-0. Let's slow sim this. We got to get the win here, boys. This has to be a win. No overtime. Regulation win. Power play. There you go, Brad Marchand. He's having a great game tonight, and that's big. That's a huge goal. 2-game night for Brad Marchand so far, and we got a 2-0 lead with 7 minutes left. We're out shooting them 27-20. Well, yeah, 24. And Colborne scores, and there you go. That should be the clincher. And a 3-0 victory. That's clutch. Who was in net that game? Let's go. 3 stars. Semyon Varlamov. Look at that. He's still playing as a beast. Patan and Marchand getting points that game. Very nice. A 3-0 victory. That helped us out. That helped us out a ton. That's a huge victory, boys. And now, Tampa Bay Lightning. Eastern Conference team. They have a similar record to us, so this is definitely a beatable team. Every team's beatable. We won the cup last year, and we still have relatively the exact same team. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be beating these teams. Let's go, boys. We can regular sim this. Come on, in Tampa. Let's get the win, boys. This is big. This is huge. Renton lost morale. Yeah, it's a 3-1 victory, though. That helps a lot. Oh, man. 2 wins there. And now the Islanders. I'm not going to slow slim this game. Only Minnesota and Dallas. But this is a game. There's no excuses. We have a big streak ahead of us. We got to start out flying with momentum in these 4 games. In New York. Let's go, boys. Get the win. It's a must. This guy, we got it. We can't lose to this team. And we're going to get interrupted by the scout. Here, you can go defenseman for 1 month. Come on, get the win. There you go, 4-1 victory. Game against Nashville. HL team qualified for the playoffs. Let's go. Game against Nashville. They're very good. We lost to them earlier on in the month, last month, twice actually. So let's get some revenge. And if we end up playing them, I mean, this could be. Let's go into that series, that possible series, just into the playoffs. Continue this momentum. We're on a 3-game winning streak. We're playing great. Let's go, boys. Get the victory against Nashville in Colorado here. Oh shoot. Okay, so it's not a long-term injury. But Zadorov is out. He's April 19th. We can replace this player. And a 2-1 victory. That's a huge win. And we qualified for the playoffs. There you go, boys. You know what? Minnesota didn't seem to get many more wins other than that. Let's see if we can get some more wins. Because we can still probably move up in the standings. We lose 5-0. They just wanted to prove that we could beat us. So that's unfortunate. I didn't want to lose that game. But you know what? Team took a night off. Let's come back and finish the season strong, boys. Winnipeg, we could be going up against them in the playoffs. Let's get some momentum going to the playoffs. We're going to start out with a win here. There you go. Shootout victory, 4-3. Very nice. Great finish to the season, boys. and we made it into the playoffs. 91 points. We got exactly what we wanted. We got 90 plus points, and guess what? That's what helped us make the playoffs. There you go. We got exactly what we needed too. 4 wins actually we got 5 wins. One was in a shootout though, so that's what I was referring to, the 1 point, but we actually got the extra point. That's nice. Western Conference, and we just made it. So we'll be going up against Nashville. Yikes. If there's any line changes you think we need to make, then we can make them. Entire league, let's quickly go through the stats. We're at the 25-minute mark. Let's go as quick as possible. Goals for, I believe, yeah, we're down there. So if there's any other line changes you guys think we should do, maybe we should split those guys back up. But we were flying pretty well. So maybe we can try like a bit of a matchup technique. So if Nashville has like a big stacked line, we can put some more like Landeskog and Marchand on the top line, and then put maybe Duchesne and McKinnon, or maybe just split those guys up. Do what we did last playoff run, maybe move Turris down. I don't know. You guys can let me know. Colorado, defensively, we were pretty steady this year, not at the top of the league, but that's okay. Power play, actually, when I checked the video, it was at like 16.2. Now it's at 14.4, so maybe I'll have to make some changes to that. Time shorthanded, are we taking a lot of penalties? Yes, no, wait, did we move back up? Yeah, okay, so we're about mid of the pack. That's okay. Penalty kill also struggled, so maybe I'll go back to what we had before. It was at 82.5 or 82.4, but now it's moved down. So, yeah, we gotta maybe change up some things going to the playoffs for sure, because those last 2 games were a bit shaky. And although we came through, that's still not the greatest line combinations. Maybe going to the playoffs. 24 goals for McKinnon, 22 for Duchesne. Marchand, and 20 for Duchesne. Landeskog only had 14 goals, but he had a great assist here, so I'm not going to complain about that. He's a 90 overall. That's awesome. From morale, but you know what? I'll take it. He's still 90 overall. And then Yakupov got 14 goals, 45 points. As a steady year. He was a minus 4, but that should be enough to develop him a bit, hopefully. Como, possibly nearing the end of his career. He had another phenomenal year. Ever since that one shaky season at the beginning of this GM mode, he's been really stellar goal scorer and good depth guy for us. Rantanen got lots of offense. He was a plus 15, so maybe he develops going to next season. Lots of goal scorers, 10 goal scorers. Colborne, Turris, Grigorenko, Patan, Kruger. Barry only had 9 goals, 39 points. He's a 0, so he actually got better. Hopefully the top 6 can come back with Zadorov. But Barry actually got better. He was a minus along with Johnson before. They stepped it back up, and now they're back up to pluses. So that's a bit better. Any other things that we need to check over? Goalies, the stats. Let's see. Goals against average. Varlamov, this was actually a Vezina type year. He could potentially win the Vezina. I don't think so, but you know what? Either way, very stellar performance. Neuvirth picked it back up. He's above 3 now and the 900 mark, so he did get a couple more wins, but that's okay. Still steady year. Rookie skaters. Do we have any rookie skaters? Yakov, that was his rookie year. So maybe see if he won the rookie if he won the Calder trophy. Remember, was it? Yeah, Calder trophy. So points. John Tavares at 83 points. Kane 81. Stamkos 80. Derek Brassard 77 points. Any interesting names? Dal Call. He's developed into quite the player. 83 overall, but he's getting 20 goals, 74 points. Crosby still kicking in with lots of points. Pasternak, you got lots of names here. Sherbak, he's developed into quite a nice player. Polio Harvey, okay, that's good. Goals, let's see, any 40 goal scorers? No, it's just Teravainen, Kane, Taves. Wow, Taves and Kane both getting 30 plus goals. That's crazy. Tarasenko, Pavelski, Virtanen had a stellar year. 89 overall. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's check out rookie skaters for a second here. See, Hintz, Perlini, Barzal, Point, and Yakupov. So, I mean, minus wise, he actually had he had lots of goals, good amount of points, and steady rookie year, but probably not enough to win the Calder trophy, but you know what? That's okay. Goalies, let's see, actually, where was Varlamov in all this? Any goals? Nothing. No goals. Looked like someone had 4 assists. I think it was Rene. I'm not sure. But yeah. So let's see. Wins, Rene, 38. Quick. So it looks like Quick with goals against average and wins. He probably might have the best season. He might have had the best season. But who had the more losses? I think Quick had more games played even. So I mean, it could have been from games even he came in, but even Varlamov. Wow, Varlamov actually could contend for it. But you know what? I'm gonna say it's probably Quick. That's my guess. Save percentage. Oh yeah, it's Quick. .93. That's a crazy year from him. Shutouts 8 by Rinne though. So yeah, it doesn't look like anybody else. Any younger guys? Rutsu. I actually looked at this stellar stats, and he had 9 shutouts. What the heck is up with this guy? He's gonna get a big jump. And there you go. That's it. That was quite a bit of a stat recap for you guys. But you know what? There you go. That's it. So we can go and actually see who we played off against, or who we are going to play off against in the playoffs. No, I pressed circle. Please. Just cancel. And okay, we're good. Cancel. Okay, advanced day. And regular season has ended, and we are going up against, the Nashville Predators. So we'll do a team meeting and check out their team in a bit. But there you go, boys. That's the playoffs. Yeah, here's the playoff tree coming up here. So, stellar year. What do you guys think we need to do for line changes? If anything, if you think the making no trades at the deadline was the right move, probably could have gone after some guys, but this is, I think, with guys like Johnson, I think this is probably his last year. Marchand, he's going to need a contract. We'll have to see what's up with him after the playoffs, though. But let's stay focused. And in the next episode, I will see you guys when we take on the Nashville Predators in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.